Good evening. I'm Chris Matthews in Washington. Hillary Clinton had a great week. We knew that, but challenger Bernie Sanders did as well. While the former Secretary of State won the debate, both candidates gained a point or two in the matchup. And yes, the vice president worked hard to keep the window open to his own entry into the battle. Could this be the real Democratic contest for 2016? Well, it still looks powerfully possible for two reasons. Bernie Sanders is clearly onto something with his rage against the power of the billionaires to corrupt our system. That and the one-man decision that still awaits us from Air Force Two. David Corn is Washington Bureau Chief for Mother Jones. Sabrina Siddiqui is political reporter for The Guardian. And Margie Omero is a Democratic pollster. As I said, there are new polls out today taken since the Democratic candidates debated on Tuesday. An NBC News Survey Monkey Online's poll showed that a majority of Democrats thought Hillary Clinton did the best job in the debate. 33% said Bernie Sanders did. In fact, they said he won. However, when asked who they would vote for, both Clinton and Sanders got a small bump. Back in September, 42% said they'd vote for Clinton, 29% said they'd back Sanders, 15% supported Vice President Joe Biden. Now, both Clinton and Sanders have gained a few points, while Biden has dropped by 5. Meanwhile, there was more good news for Clinton in a new Boston Globe Suffolk University poll of New Hampshire Democrats. Clinton holds a slim two-point lead there now over Sanders. That's 2 points for her, and a poll to show the Clinton lead in that state. It's the first one to show her above Sanders since summer. Let me go to our distant friend out there who's looking every inch a Hollywood agent, David Corn, on this Friday night. I guess you're out there hustling, but let me ask you this. How do you put it all together? We've had a debate. I've always believed debates have some impact, but you don't know what the impact is till you look at the lineup later. Not who won the debate, how's it stand in terms of who you're supporting afterwards, because that's the bottom line. In this case, the big loser in the debate was Joe Biden. He wasn't there. He must have been thinking, if I'd been there, I might have done better than what I did, which was terrible. Your thoughts?
Well, out of sight is out of mind, right? People paying attention. They have a choice of the 5 candidates who are there, and Biden hasn't anteed up yet. So until he does, he's not going to get, unfortunately, a good sense of what the audience for Joe Biden 3.0 might be. And he's just, you got to kind of pay to play to get in the game. It doesn't surprise me the way these poll numbers turn out. A little more than half the Democrats, mainline Democrats, thought that Hillary Clinton did well, performed well, and a third of the Democrats, progressive wing, whatever you want to call it, populist wing, looked at Bernie Sanders, and he really bolstered the case he's been making, and they're still with him. And they, after watching him for 2 hours, they're just as much with him. In fact, each camp kind of likes their candidate a little bit more. I mean, it's within the margin of error, but nobody fell down, and Biden got dropped, and the other two, kind of stayed where they were, gained a little bit. So that was really, I think, good news for the Democrats overall, and it shows, I think, a pretty high degree of satisfaction with the two leading candidates, which you don't have on the Republican side if you look at the establishment or people who we think would have a chance in the general election.
No, I think it's a bad night for Trump. Anyway, let me go to Sabrina on this thing, because there's one point in the debate which still bothers me. That's when Bernie Sanders, in a non-ideological assessment, said, get off of this email thing. And I thought, okay, that's grand and that's nice. But if you're out there busting your hump for this guy and you're trying to get him to win the election, you take any break you can get. You don't just run on ideology. You take all the breaks you can get. And here he was. Seth Meyers on that show said Hillary was laughing not because it was a funny thing he had done. It wasn't funny. He was giving her an issue that some people could have used against her. Is he running for president, or is he just a protest candidate? Because when he did that, I thought, wait a minute, he's not trying to beat her on points. He just wants to get his message out. Why is he running against her? I don't get it.
I think there's an extent to which he wanted to get his message out. He certainly had impact on the primary by pushing Hillary Clinton to the left on a number of issues. But I also think that for Bernie Sanders, a lot of his reputation rides on authenticity. So that was a moment where he felt like that's what draws people to him. He's a straight shooter. He's not playing the politics. I also think that he's looking at Democrats and realizing that the majority of Democrats don't actually see the email issue as controversial.
Of course not. Well, it's a partisan issue. Why would they?
He doesn't want to stand up there and get involved in a partisan issue.
Why did he talk about something he cared about? Why didn't he use that moment to talk about something important?
Well, that's the point for him, is let's refocus the conversation on the issues that I care about.
He created a bicentennial moment of him jumping over the net and thanking Hillary. I don't get it. You know what it told me? He's making a point. He's selling a good message. A lot of Democrats like to hear it. They cheer it like mad. It may change the direction of the election, but it ain't helping him being elected.
Well, I think you saw...
Why would you? Hillary wouldn't have done it. Hillary wouldn't have conceded a point to the opponent that she didn't have to concede. She's a fighter.
I think both candidates...
Would Hillary have done that? If this guy's on the horns of a dilemma like the email thing, oh, let me get you out of that one. That doesn't mean anything to me. Let's get over it. Would she have ever done that? I've never seen her do that to an opponent.
I don't know, but I think in this,
You don't know?
I think in this particular debate, it was clear that neither of them were going to go into this debate to try to really attack the other one personally. They both indicated that, and in fact, that's what they did.